Lori Hernandez, and I'm going to share with you how to thread the Baby Lock Victory for a 3-thread overlock narrow hem. Let's get started. I'm going to go ahead and open the cover of my machine and place my machine in threading mode for my loopers. Now that that's done, let's grab our threads. We'll thread our lower looper first. You can do it in any order, but I'm just going to do the lower looper first. Our back thread guides in front of our machine. We'll slide our lever over to L for lower looper. We're going to slip our thread in our threading port. I'm going to give my thread a little snip to give it a nice sharp point. We'll place it in the port. Now we've threaded our lower looper. Let's go ahead and open this door. Here you'll notice where those threads are. Let's thread our upper looper. We'll take that thread and that telescoping thread guide and our back thread guide. So there's overlock needle 1 slot, overlock needle 2, upper looper, and lower looper. So here's our upper looper. I like to pull my thread down to my lap. That gives me about 18 inches to go through the threading path when we're threading those loopers. Snip that thread. We need to slide our lever over to U for upper looper. We'll slip the thread into the threading port about 1/2 inch or so, and then we'll push our lever, and now we've threaded our upper looper. Now let's thread our needle. Let's go ahead and disengage our threading system for our loopers, and we'll grab our thread for our needle. We're going to use the overlock 2 needle position, so I have it in the back thread guide. And when you're coming up and over here, I'm going to make sure my presser foot is raised. That way there's no tension on the thread. Now in order to use my needle threading system on the Victory, I'm going to go ahead and rotate my hand wheel towards me until these 2 green lines line up. Now that those are aligned, it's going to be really easy threading the needles. I like to lower my presser foot. I'm going to lower my needle threading lever. We'll slip the thread in front of the eye of the needle and just bring it towards us. Let it go, and now our needle is threaded. Before we do our test stitch, let's go ahead and confirm our settings. Let's look at our quick reference guide. You'll notice that our differential feed is in our neutral normal position. We have our stitch selector set to C. We have our stitch width set to 1 in the rolled hem setting, and our stitch width is set to 3.0. and my blade is cutting. Now let's do our test stitch. What a beautiful stitch, and it's a great stitch to place on the edge of your fabric. Now it's really easy to change to a 3-thread rolled edge just by changing a couple of settings. So let's go ahead and do that really quickly. I'm going to change my stitch selector to D. And I'm just going to go ahead and change my width to 3.5. It's as easy as that. Now let's test stitch our rolled edge. Now both of these stitches rolls the fabric over, but there's a little bit of a difference. When you run your fingers down the stitch, when you have it set in the D setting, you'll feel that tubular edge to the stitch because it takes that upper looper and just rolls it on over, and it really does stay tubular, it's round. And then with the C setting, you're going to have the machine roll the fabric under, fold it under, but when you run your fingers down the side, you're going to find that it feels flat. These are 2 really great finishes using the serger. I use them all the time. Thanks for joining me.